Hey, Brooklyn Squad, what it do, y'all? Hey, Brooklyn Squad. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. Let me just make sure I got this thing going right here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. It's a little. I wish I had a little desk. I just want to make sure everything is right. I think that's good right there. It's good. How's the lighting, guys? I'm laughing at what she's texting me. Oh, what a busy day for me today. Even if I'm home, it's a little busy day. I'm over there doing the housewife things, cooking for Dave and everything. Got a phone call from Ilana Lanier's uncle a few minutes ago. Then I wanted to make sure Miss V got to her destination okay. And then we have Miss Melissa McKenzie coming through. She's coming through, guys. So I'll do my introduction when she gets here. Good afternoon, y'all. I'll do it now. Welcome to Brooklyn Squad. And if you new, you might want to just sit back tight. Don't judge, please. And keep an open mind. But if you've been here for a while, you already know what to do with your girl. So hit notification bell, hit subscribe. Also, my Cash App and PayPal is right there. If you can donate something to Brooklyn Squad, where I'm trying to build my brand for merchandise, then I would be truly grateful. Don't give your last. Don't need your baby kids coming to me saying my mama gave you my lunch money. Okay. But also hit that notification bell. So today, good. I keep saying good morning. Good afternoon, beautiful.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hi.
Hi. How are
Wow.
you?
I'm Even though I'm at home, I feel like I'm running around the place.
Right. So I know that to do.
Yeah, cooking for the hubby and doing this, and then I had
Yeah.
another phone call come through with another girl that's missing, so I spoke to her uncle.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but everybody, today is different. Brooklyn Squad. We have been talking about this for a while. We heard some tapes about it, but it's different when you can hear the facts from the mother herself of what happened. It's different. And we have Miss Melissa McKenzie, who is Danye Jones's mother.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to Brooklyn Squad family.
Hi, how are you? How are you?
Okay.
How's everyone for
Right.
having me?
Let's see. How are you?
I am blessed. And I'm glad to be able to say it again. I'm blessed.
When I spoke to you the last time, I spoke to wow, I still talk about you to this day. You know what I mean? Like I was even telling my fiance and the people in my chat, like you're such an amazing, strong queen.
Wow.
You know, I've learned some things from you that day. You know, like I learned some knowledge from you that I haven't heard actually from nobody.
Huh?
You know, I
Wow.
learned some
That.
yeah, like I learned some knowledge from you that day that I never heard from nobody. So since that day, I've been up with it. Like, wow, you guys got to hear her because she is amazing and she's very strong, and it's just a lot. And I want you guys to hear what she has to say. Um,
Switching. Okay.
Good morning, Kathy, Tracy, Miss V, Deborah. I see y'all. So let's get to where Danye Jones is your son,
Yes, he
right?
is. He is.
How old was Danye?
Danye was 24.
Right. He was 24 years old. Can you tell us a little bit before we get into what happened, a little bit about him, his personality, his what did he like to do for fun? Just a little bit about him.
Danye was, um, he was outgoing, but um, as a child, Danye, he was born with mild cerebral palsy, and no one ever knew that until I let the world know, because he was like, "That's not my disability. That's something that they said that I had."
Mm,
He never felt it, and after um, all the surgeries and everything that he had, you would never know. Um, he he was very protective, very protective. Anyone who knew Danye would know that he's very protective over his mother, his family, um, anyone that he cared about, and he would go to war. He would go to war for anyone that he felt was maybe being bullied or anything. He felt
mm,
like that was his calling. So when he was younger, he would always say he wanted to do something um, to help people. And so I was like what? Like to help people? And he was like, I don't know, maybe children, they always say, be a police, fireman, um, basketball, something like that. I
yeah.
said, how are you helping people playing basketball? He said, because when I play basketball and I do well at it, I'm going to help out people. I said, oh, okay.
Mm,
So he was always thinking ahead, like to help other people
wow.
out. So, yeah, that's when he got older. He decided that he wanted to, um, he started his own company, and it was called Moving On Up Real
Ooh,
Estate. And his plan was to buy up not just one house, two houses. He wanted to buy up blocks and go from house to house and buy up blocks and put the unfortunate, less fortunate people in those, and
oh,
show them ways to make money and everything. So that's, and then he wanted to. His next goal was to get citizenship, like in Africa, and go abroad and build houses there. That was just what Danye wanted, and this
that's
is
wow.
Danye at 24. Yep, that was his goal.
He was a genuine person. He wanted to help people. I
Yes,
love it. I
yes,
love it.
yes. That's
Wow.
one thing I could say that stood out to people. That's who Danye. That's who Danye is. Not
Right.
was. That's who Danye is, because he's still helping people today.
Mm,
Child, he is helping people today. That's Danye. So no, there's no change in that.
that's
He just lives through me, you
right.
know. So yeah.
Aw, that's so awesome. Like even as a kid, he's like, "Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that,"
Mhm.
and then as
Mhm.
growing up, That's what he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he moved back here. He moved back here when he found out that, my sickness had progressed. And so he was like, he's going to do his business from here. And he said, Mom, you don't have to worry about working or anything. I'm take care of you. And so he came back and he started doing it here. And that was his goal, was to take care of Mama.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
Close to the family.
Yeah.
He's a family man.
Yes. Very, very much. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he has siblings too, brothers,
Uh,
sisters, and stuff.
yes. I've had a total of 4, and I lost 2 sons. There was his older brother, Daniel Jr., which we call DJ, and then Danye, and then I have a daughter, Melisha, and Javon. So I have 2 children left out of 4.
Oh wow, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay.
Not me. I mean,
Huh?
you didn't do it. When people say they're sorry, I understand what you mean, but no apologies needed from you or anybody else but the people that are helping cover it up and
Mm.
the people that actually did it. Everybody else, no apologies needed. I understand the condolences offered, um, and I appreciate them. But honestly, right now, we just need strength. And when I say strength, I mean the strength from others. The strength that others didn't even know they had. That's
Mm.
what these families need, is your strength. You know. So yeah, but I appreciate it.
I know.
I do. I appreciate
Sometimes, we don't know what to say. You know what I
it.
mean? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like I'm sorry, or your condolences, or
Mm-hmm.
just don't know what to say. Um,
Right.
can you tell us what happened? Um, let's go back maybe a week before. You know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. First, if I can, I it's very important to start at 2 weeks prior.
Okay.
And I say that because there was something that was that happened that people need to know, that the connections that a mother has with their child.
Okay.
Um, 2 weeks prior, Diane and I we had some words, and it's just mother and son words where when they start feeling themselves and they might slip of the tongue and they forgot who they talked to,
Mm.
those one of those moments. And so we got into it, and I was like, I will not have that here. And before I get up and remind you of who I am, leave.
Mm.
And so he left. And he left for like 2 days, and he went and stayed with my mom. Um, hold on. And sorry.
It's okay.
And so he went and stayed with my mom. And during the time that he was gone, it was only 2 days. Um, I there was something that came over me where I was laying in a bed with who was my husband at the time. We're no longer together, but we were laying in the bed. It was during the daytime, and um, something just told me just to sit up, and I just sat straight up in my bed, and I just started rocking, and I just started crying, just wailing, I mean, uncontrollably, right? And so my brother he was staying with me as well. He came and he ran into my bedroom where my um, where we were laying, and I was sitting up in the bed rocking and crying. And both of them, out of concern, was like, Melissa, what's going on? And I said, "Where my baby at? Where's my baby? I need Danye here."
Mm.
And so they was like, what's going on? So I said, it hurts so bad. And so my brother, he believes in energy and describing pains and where it might come from, color. So he said, give me a color. And I said, it's black. It's black. He said, where is the pain? I said, it's in my heart and my stomach. And I said, but it's Danye. I need to get Danye here. He said, he was trying to calm me down. He said, what does it feel like? And I said, it feels like labor pains.
Mm.
Like I'm hurting. My stomach hurts, but I need Danye here. So I'm almost like screaming in like so much pain, but I wanted Danye there. I need him there, need him here now. And so he said, my brother was like, that's tense. Black and stomach pains like labor pains, and you want a Danye. So I'm like, I need to, whatever happened, the words that were said, everything, I need to make this right. Something was telling me to make it right. Even though we can get into it with our children all the time,
Yeah.
but this time it was something where I needed to make it right then and there.
Mm.
So me being a mother and a single mother, I have these hard times where I feel like I show tough love to my children. So I'm like, after that was over, after I had that episode that I never had before, um, I still didn't call him. But something made him come to me.
Oh,
And he met me and he had on a suit. He had dressed himself up and he was smelling good. He had his hair lined up, just looking really nice, like he was getting ready to woo a woman that he was interested in outside of his mom, you know. So I
yeah.
looked at him and I'm like, and I said, I'm still trying to play tough, right?
Right.
What you all dressed up for? And I know sometimes Danye, he loved to dress up like that because he said that a man is supposed to dress that way, you know.
Oh.
So he said, I just wanted to come over here and talk to you. But he had this deep voice that could melt any woman, you know.
Oh.
And so he was just like, I came over here to apologize, mama. I never should have talked to you like that. I love you. I just want to be with you, you know.
Aw.
I said, come on, come on. Just that easy, you know.
Yeah.
He
Aw.
had that effect, you know. So that episode, though, and I say that because I feel it was preparation for what was coming
Oh.
within the 2 weeks ahead. Um, so
Mm.
he came back home good. We sitting in his favorite chair, which is a red chase. He loved this red chase that he always sat in. And so I would sit on my couch. He would sit on the red chase. And for the next 2 weeks, it was like we were building a new relationship,
Mm.
you know. Um, we had conversations that he wanted to let me know that um, he had been feeling nervous about there were threats coming to me, and he said that they were starting to come to him about my activism and the work that I was doing, and that they wanted to shut my big, that's what they call me, nigger. They was gonna stuff the bullhorn down my nigger throat, and
What?
yeah. So I took it serious, but I wasn't taking it like I need to get my family protected right here and now and everything. It
Right.
was just like I just need to be out here and doing my work that I
Right.
was called to do. But yet he was preparing me for something else, and I was like, Danye, you're overthinking, you know.
Okay.
Um, and we started noticing cars parked outside of our home. And every time it was the side windows were tinted, but the front windows were tinted, but you can still see somewhat a silhouette of someone. And when they would drive off, one time we would see that there was a white guy, but it was different cars, but they were always sitting outside.
Wow.
If it not directly in front, maybe like across the street, um, or like two houses down, but they would just be sitting there, and we would always notice. And then there was a
Can
truck that came, and some guys came out, and on the back it had police on their shirts. They came, it was like six of them. They came and walked outside and walked down the street, stood in front of our home, and just stood there.
you?
So I went outside to let them know I see you.
Right.
So Danye came out, and the guys walked back to their truck, and it was like a utility truck. And so I'm like, well, I don't have anything to worry about because we're not doing anything illegal outside, inside this house.
Right.
Uh, Why are they standing out? Why did they just stand outside my house? And so Danye was like, you think they're trying to intimidate you? I said, well, it's not working. And so
Mm.
I start waving, and we start like playing around with it, like, hey, we see you.
Right.
So, and that was like maybe up until a week prior, it kept going on.
Can you tell them what do you do? Because I know, but they don't know you're activists and stuff. And
Yes. Okay. So, much prior to Danye being murdered, I was an activist, and so I would travel and help other families that were going through injustices,
mm,
especially here in Ferguson. I was a frontliner. I organized. There was Anthony Lamar Smith. He was murdered by St. Louis City cops in 2011, and we fought for him in 2017. That's
mm,
how long it took just for them to go to trial, and they found that officer not guilty. So I led for 100 days, 100 nights. We led an organized protests, um, which cost the city. I think they said maybe 20 million, maybe.
mm.
Um, so yeah, I guess I was public enemy, or not want to
Right.
say public enemy, but their enemy. Um, and I just did it because when I would see these mothers and family members crying over um, their loved ones, I can feel that pain. So I've even said it on one of my interviews that I have sons that was Mike Brown's age, and it would kill me if it happened to them. That was in one of my interviews that I did. So um, I continue to do it, knowing that it may be a sacrifice that I would have to make when I did it. I just I don't think I was ready for this though. You know, I
Yeah.
wasn't prepared for this. No. Mm-mm. But I'm doing good.
Ooh. Wow.
I'm doing good. Um so like I said, we were getting we were already I'm with my children, I'm very close. Like I said, I'm a single mom.
Yeah.
So um they understand that the sacrifices that we make as mothers, as parents, period,
Hmm.
But being a single mom, we really have to make sacrifices. And so they respect that. They respected that. And it made us just closer, the struggles that we had to go through. And so just the conversations that we had in the end, um, I can remember because, like I said, it was close to the end, and it was like I was preparing me for what was coming.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's okay. We are definitely praying for you. Definitely praying for you. Take your time. I like I said, sometimes we don't know what to say, you know. Um, I can't even imagine because you had two boys, you know.
Right. Yeah. Um,
Ooh, wow.
but Danye, like, again, um, he was known to be my protector. He said he would always go to bat for his mother.
Mm,
Did he did he showed me that, he had my back. Um,
wow.
beyond the end, So yeah.
Okay. Love is mama. They say the boys they closer to the mother.
Mm-hmm.
I used to always hear that, like the boys are always closer to the mother, and the
Right.
little girls are closer to the.
Daddy's girls.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That Danye and Javon, he's my youngest. Yeah. Melisha, my daughter, she's the middle. Um, she's she's got this strength
Mm.
of a warrior. Like,
Ooh.
she's so gifted. Um, all my children are. But yeah, but my boys, on the other hand, was the she would sit back and just wait in the cut. My boys, they would just jump out. My daughter, when she came out, it was something. But when my boys would come out, especially Danye, um, he would let them know, don't mess with my mom, don't
Mm.
mess with my mother, man. I'm telling you, you know.
Right.
And my daughter, she would be sitting in the back just waiting to make sure that brothers had it, you know.
Right. She was like the more how you say that? Um
She,
and she watches she
yeah,
right, yeah, I got you.
from like the trees, like
Mm,
watching down and making sure that everything go right, just in case you
right.
got to pounce down on
That's right.
somebody. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but Danye was the one to just jump out. You know,
Right.
don't mess with my mama. Let me get
Don't
in
play
front of
with
my
them.
mother. Don't play with my mama. And
They gonna let you
he
know.
was known. Yeah, he was known for that.
Right.
You know,
Aw.
so I think they knew.
Mm.
Um, they do profiles on activists, um, and
Oh.
they do profiles, and they go for what they find out whatever your weakness is or your strength, um,
Hmm.
and they go for that, and they chop it off. So
Wow.
they knew Danye was that's my kryptonite. No matter how much strength you saw me have out there as an activist, how many times you see me yelling and putting my fist up and getting in front of whoever the enemy was, not being afraid, jumping in front of men, not caring, you
Right.
know, um, my weakness, my children,
Mm. Got you. Wow.
my children.
Right. That's right.
That's why we have to protect our youth. We have to preserve um, their innocence, um, their intelligence. We have to be there for them. We have to uplift them. Um, so, something
I
like that.
didn't I didn't know they do that. Like, they look at things like that with activists.
Yeah.
Wow.
They know that some of us are money is our weakness. So
Right.
they offer money to get people to speak, to go against their circle. Oh,
Oh,
they watch us, and yeah, everyone, they know what your weakness is. So you have to be careful what you tell, what you put out, um, what you show,
right.
because they're most definitely watching. And it's not because they're not quiet because they're scared. They're quiet because they're planning.
Mm, mm,
So we have to fight smart. Sometimes we have to be still and plan, you know,
right.
not always react with our emotions. Um, and that's where we, fall short at, you know.
Yeah,
And that's what I've been doing over the couple years. I've just been reacting, and because I've been hurt, um,
for sure.
you know,
Yeah.
and I'm changing that. I'm changing that. You know.
Wow. Like I said, y'all, I learned some stuff from this queen right here. Like I had no idea about that.
Mhm.
I never really got into, activists and what they do and stuff until George George Floyd when I seen that on TV.
Mhm.
That's when I was like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
This is how it is.
It's a plan behind it all.
Right.
Yes, the
Wow.
way that they the way that that coward cop put his knee
Oh,
down on Brother Floyd's,
yes, I seen it.
the way he had his hand in his pocket, and he looked up. He was looking up like, "Take my picture."
Mm.
I'm putting this fear in y'all. He took that. He knew whatever came with that, behind that, he was willing to take.
Right.
And we got to have that strength. We have it, but we got to show that same strength.
Hmm.
So that when they put that knee on our neck again, that we
Mm.
have the strength to take that whole knee and push it off and show them, no, we got the strength.
That's right.
Get that knee off my neck, you know?
Right.
So we have to be that, we have to be the type of warriors that they know that we are, but they're afraid of, and that they're trying to keep us down about.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. He sure did look at the camera and everything. Like,
Hmm.
I couldn't believe what I was saying.
Hmm.
Like, I really couldn't believe what I was saying.
I was looking at that guy like,
Ooh.
you don't put any fear in me, but I was seeing exactly what he was doing. The hand in the pocket and all that, and that knee down, looking up at the cameras and looking around. Yeah, he knew that he would get in trouble, but he was ready for the consequences
Mm-hmm.
because that's what he was sent to do.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
we can't give them that power. We can't give them. They had their knee on my neck. They did, but I'm pushing that knee off.
That's right.
I have to do that to fight for I got to fight for my son. I got to fight for my people. I have to fight for my children. So yeah, I have to keep that knee off my neck. It's not working for me. It's
Wow.
not.
So strong.
Hmm.
He looks like a skinhead and his pics now. Cops who killed George. Oh, they say, yeah, he looked like a skinhead. His pics now.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
exactly. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Derek
Skinhead
knew what
power.
he was doing. Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing, like you said.
Skinhead
Ooh.
power. Yeah.
What? Let's go to the night before, if you want. The night before you saw your son. What happened? he was living with you now at this time, right? He had moved back home.
Yes. Um, yeah. So this would be on the 16th of October. Um, by that time, Danye was preparing for someone. Um, and at this point, he would not leave the house unless it was for business, and he would come right home. But that night, that day, he was preparing for also a a sale of a house. And
Okay.
he was also downstairs studying to get for his real estate license.
Right.
So
Oh,
he was downstairs for majority of the day. He came upstairs for a little bit to sit down and just, talk to me for a minute. But then he would go right back downstairs and start studying again. And I remember walking downstairs and looking at him and being proud and telling him, I'm proud of you. And he had asked me, was I washing that night? And I said I could. I didn't have anything to do. And because that was my job at that time.
right.
So he was in a rush. He said he was going somewhere. And so I washed his clothes. And I was sitting upstairs watching TV that day. And he was downstairs watching a basketball game. It was the Celtics. That's his favorite team.
Oh, what happened, y'all?
I
Oh, there you go.
yeah,
Who was what team was his favorite team?
Boston Celtics.
Oh, Boston. I never heard of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was downstairs watching the game, and he would start studying for a minute and watching the game, and then he was getting his overnight bag ready. He was going somewhere, I don't know. So I washed his clothes, washed our clothes, folded them, and I just remember going up and down the steps and just seeing him. And I don't know how far you want. As far as I don't know if you want me to go into the next day or that night
Yeah,
until the
you could go as much as you want.
okay. Um,
Take your time.
mhm. So I kind of wore myself out that night, and I went into the spare bedroom and watched TV until TV um started watching me, and I had a dream, and it was a dream about, and by that time, my husband at the time, he was working overnight, so he was at work, and he worked maybe like 45 minutes away,
Oh, okay.
and so yes, he worked overnights, and I fell asleep in the spare bedroom that night, and I had a dream about a panther. It was a brown panther. Oh, it was weird. It was brown, but I knew it was a panther. And he was falling off of a cliff or something, and he was holding my hand, and I was holding on to him. I was actually trying to hold on to him,
Oh
but
wow.
it was hurting so bad that um, I had we had to let each other go. So I jumped up from the dream, and my hand and my arm was hurting like real bad. So I'm like, damn, this hurts. I'm hoping this is not. So I have, I'm fighting systemic lupus. So
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe, you know, I'm having maybe a flare up or something. I don't know.
Right.
So I ended up calling my ex at the time and let him know. I let him know about the dream that I had. He was like, "That's a weird dream." I said, "But I woke up and my arm and my hands, they hurt so bad." And he was like, "But you let the panther, the brown panther, go." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "But it hurt real bad." So he was like, "All right." He was like, "You think that it's the lupus?" I said, "I don't know. I hope not." So I just start pacing the house, and he was like, "Well, I'm on my way back." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'll talk for a minute." And I talked, but I was pacing because something would not allow me to relax.
Mm.
So I'm just walking through the house, just pacing, talking on the phone. And then finally, he walked in, and uh, yeah, he walked in, and when he comes in, he normally lets my dog out. I had Nikita at the time, and my Akita, she wasn't a barker. She was just uh, she like if she felt like you were a threat, she would just attack, But she was never a barker. So he let her out, and she started barking.
Mm. And she
So,
never was a barker before.
right.
Right. Gotcha.
So called her back in, but she didn't want to come in. So we was like, get back in here. And she got in. So then he came in, and he said the lights on downstairs. I'm like, the lights on downstairs. Lights been on downstairs. I'm like, damn, yeah, the lights. I've been seeing that light shine since I've been walking through. I'm like,
Right.
Danye don't normally sleep with no light on, and he knows I really don't like to leave the lights on, if we're not using them, because that's just me.
Right.
Um, so I called down. Well, he called down there. It's like, Danye. So I called down there and was like, Danye. And then he went downstairs, and he was like, he came back up. He was like, Danye's not downstairs. And I'm like, really? And he
Hmm.
left the light on? I'm like, that's weird. I was like, no, he's got to be. So I was like, maybe he's in another, there was another room downstairs and he didn't hear me. He's probably sleeping. So I went down there, and there was a brick next to where he sleeps. And that raised another red flag. I'm like, why would he have a brick down here?
Right.
Now, mind you, I didn't tell you that his gun was just stolen.
Oh.
Right. So he like, again, he was just, I don't know. Maybe he got a call. I don't know.
Right.
So I took the brick, and I was going up outside um to see if I can see Danye out there, and to take the brick outside, ask him what was going on with the brick. So I went up the stairs to go out to the backyard, and we had uh, indoor patio. So I opened the door to the indoor patio, and I put the brick down, and the sun was just starting to rise. and the sun, the shine, it shined on um, the tree, and something told me to look up. So it was like it all happened in slow motion almost. That's how I'm remembering it. Because I think after that, everything just went slow motion. So I and looked up at the tree, and I saw some legs with tennis, and I'm like, that looks like that looks like my baby's shoes. But I saw pants. His pants were rolled down, and I'm like, what the f, you know?
Right.
So I started like walking really slow over to it. What I was thinking, I don't even know what I was thinking because I'm like, I know this is not my son. I know this is not Danye, you know. So I slowly walked over there and I looked, and um,
Tracy said, "Take your time, Melissa."
mhm,
Thank you, Tracy.
um, I looked up and I saw that it was him. I saw that it was my son. You can see blood and everything on his face. So I was trying to catch my breath, like, and so I screamed his name, and I ran, and as I was running, I fell, like my legs gave out, and that's when my ex and my brother came running out, and they were saying like, they said, "What's going on?" And all I can do was point. I could not speak, and but it was like a whisper. I was saying my baby, and so my brother said he was saying who or something, and I was like, Danye, and I'll start screaming my baby, and I was pointing at the yard, the tree. So um all of a sudden my hearing when I couldn't hear anything, and I couldn't get up. I wanted to get up because I wanted to get up, and um I wanted to get my baby. I just wanted to hold him. And and then I all of a sudden, my ex at the time, he came to me, and I heard some yelling. I heard my brother yelling out in the back. And I looked at my husband and I said, Was that my baby?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear him.
Oh,
He
damn.
said, That's not it. Oh God.
Wow. Whew.
Ah,
Wow.
okay. So I was able to get my phone, call 911. I knew my baby was coming. I knew he was coming. I know. I just couldn't believe it, and they tried to degrade him, by pulling his pants down like that. It was like,
Right.
you know.
Mm.
Um, but so my brother and husband were outside, and they called 911 as well. And there's a 911 call that I've also was able to get a hold of, and you can hear the 911 operator saying, "Take him down, take him out of the tree." And so they was like, "This looked like a setup." And so my husband, he's an ex-military guy, he's a vet. He was like, "That's a professional knot. That's a military knot. It's a Navy knot."
Mm.
Um, Danye wasn't in any kind of military, Boy Scout, militia, none of that.
Mm.
There was no Navy knot. It was done professionally. Um,
Right.
so they wasn't comfortable with the situation and his pants being pulled down and with the blood and everything. So my brother, he said, "This looks like a setup." And so the now one operator was said, "This isn't a setup." So they was like, "No, we're gonna take a picture." So they took his picture, and and my brother and them was they had to take him down. He was frozen.
How the hell would the 911 operator know it's not a setup? She only on the phone. You know? What kind of shit is that? Oh my god.
And who was she
Piss
to
me
pick
off.
to disturb
Whew.
crime scene?
Right. That too.
So
Unbelievable.
the
Mm.
the lead detective that they assigned to my son's case, his name is Timothy Anderer.
That's we right.
Mhm.
I wanted to hold on.
He's a known racist
I wanted to feed him.
cop. He was a known racist cop back when we were out there, even back in 2014. He was caught on recording saying what he was going to do to uh, the protesters and how he felt about them and what he did to the protesters and laughing about it. Yet he made lead detective. And so he was lead detective in my son's case.
Can you spell his name for me? I
Okay,
couldn't get it before and I forgot to call you.
it's Timothy.
Right.
Tim
I got that.
Anderer is Anderer.
Got it. I remember you talking about. Okay, I'm sorry.
Um, he also had,
Mm.
um, which my private investigators and I found later on, he had a Pinterest page. His Pinterest page, we made a binder. We screenshot everything. Um, he had a binder using the word, when I say nigger, I'm not Nigga, Nigger,
Mm.
making jokes, making jokes about Hispanics, um, anyone that wasn't uh, Caucasian.
Right. Mm.
Talking about how much time that he would spend on a non-white person's murder case. Um, he was. When I say it's dirty, we made a whole binder about this detective. This same detective is the one that came to my home that night and found everything to be very funny. Uh, told had two officers stay inside my home to keep my family and I from looking out any of the windows to see what they were doing with with Danye.
Right.
And he's the same one that fast forward, destroyed all the evidence after my attorney and my investigators and myself told them that we would need the evidence for the private investigation. He went and made a desperate move and destroyed all the evidence. Anyway,
And he didn't get in trouble for that?
no,
Unbelievable.
no.
Unbelievable. So he's still working as a cop.
As a detective, as a lead
Detective.
detective. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He made detective after he was on after the investigation about what he said about what he did to protesters and all that, to activists and people.
They decide to rank him up
But
to be detective. Unbelievable.
that lets you know how dirty it is,
Mm-hmm.
not just here, but how dirty it is. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So in this private investigation,
Unbelievable.
um,
Did they call it a suicide?
yes, the first day, the first day, without even investigating, without looking through his phone, without fingerprinting, without um anything.
Just, oh, it's a suicide.
The the phone,
Damn.
my investigators had to get into his phone, not the officers. Any My investigators got into his phone. He did no investigation at all.
Wow.
Nothing.
So he did. So you got rid of him. So he wasn't on the case no more. Another guy, another detective is right. Another detective. No.
They didn't appoint anybody else. They just closed it out.
What? They closed the case?
Yeah.
I didn't know the case was. I'm thinking that they still, even though they said suicide, they're trying to. What?
As usual, they will close your case just to quiet us down for a minute. They'll say, "Oh, the FBI is going to come and do something. They're going to investigate," which they won't. There's nothing. There's no evidence.
Because he got rid of it.
So now I just have to go after St. Louis County for destroying the evidence. Um, I'm just, I'm assed out. It just feels like mm.
Wow. Can you say what was in the phone or no?
um, yeah, I could say somewhat. So we found out that that night, for one, Danye had an overnight bag with
Right.
um his like underclothes, like underwear, t-shirt, um, hygiene products. If you were going to hang yourself, why
Mm-hmm.
would you pack an overnight bag?
Right.
You know,
Right. Exactly.
that was outside as well. So his phone showed that he he walked around the corner. He had got a message saying that he could to meet this person, and this person. So look, I'm not. It's nothing to hide. Danye's he smoked weed sometimes. Okay.
Right.
Um, and so he was going to get some weed.
Right. Okay.
But the person that he was going to get the weed from said that he never spoke to him, never talked to him, never communicated with him that night. But it shows that that's where he was at. But that's where it cut him off at. And then I don't know. It didn't even show him coming back home. So I don't even know if he was brought home after they turned his phone off or what. But,
Oh shit.
mhm.
So he got a text or a phone call? A phone call.
It was a text. It,
Text.
yeah, it was a text and then a phone call. And then it showed him going to this person's house, area, meeting up with them.
Right.
Um,
But the guy said he's never spoke. That wasn't him. He never spoke to him.
he said he didn't talk to him
But if it was a phone call,
from his number.
right, Dante would know that this is really, you know what I mean, who he's talking to, because that's his friend.
One time was set up to come out of that house. It had to, like we said, it had to be someone he somewhat trusted that he would come out the house for. And they did what they had to. Well, not what they had to do, but they did what they did. And
damn. Excuse my language.
hey,
Wow. Tracy said, Melissa, what about the pictures?
what pictures?
But yeah, I don't understand what she's talking. What pictures, Tracy? My heart goes out to you, Shay said.
Thank you.
Definitely a setup, Kathy said. Definitely a setup. Insane. The neatness to say everything was thrown out. Yep, everything was thrown out and the case was closed. That's just wow.
They destroyed the evidence after we made arrangements to come pick up everything. And they said we could. They said that we could, but they turned around and destroyed it.
Unbelievable. Hello, Quay Leonard. I have no idea who you are. Welcome to Brooklyn Squad, though. Sounds like the drug dealer could be a CI, he says.
Well, so I don't know if people believe in speaking to people that are gifted. And I did. Let me tell you something. When you're going through something like that, you'll do anything just to find out what happened to your child, honey.
That's right.
And I did it. And I spoke to a few of them, and 3 of them said the exact same things. Well, I won't say exact. Some had a little different, but the things that they said were they added up to the same. That, like we said, that he was set up. Could have been somebody that maybe had been into some trouble before, and in order to get out, or they needed some more money. Again, like I said, they profile us. They use that to get that person to Danye out of the house to do what they needed to do. And when Danye found out about it, they said that they could see Danye being hurt because Danye helped that person.
He loves helping people. You know, I'm getting what you're saying, okay, because they profile you guys. They're profilers.
Right.
So they could have got somebody to do the dirty, you know what I mean? Like, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
They know that he likes helping people. So they took that, like you said, they profile you and they take your strength and what you, wow. Oh my God.
It just, and with, you know, I speak to other mothers that are going through that as well, and we all have a lot in common when it comes to the investigations. We're not getting investigations. We're getting, it's suicide, shut up, that is what it is. And we're supposed to accept that. We can't accept that. If we have to get our own investigators, if we have to get a legal team, it takes money. I know that. We have to get a support team, support system, get our funds up, help each other, have each other's back, and investigate our own. they're not going to do it.
Right.
We have to take this pain that we feel and we have to use it. This pain cannot be in vain at all. So this pain that I have, that haunts me every day,
Mm.
um,
You
I
gotta
was
work
told that I
together.
need, I was told that I should go through an auditing, and I understand the whole auditing thing, but um, right now, just right now, I want this pain. I want to feel this pain. This pain is what's giving me my strength, you know.
Mm.
So yeah, I'll take this pain for now, and I'll use that. I'll use that to go against our enemies, to go against these cowards. You know, I just started. I just started smiling maybe a month ago.
Mm.
Um, and sometimes we feel guilty about moving on with our lives, laughing without our loved ones who we're trying to get justice for, or they're no longer here. We feel bad about it. We feel like we just need to be hurt, or people need to see our pain at all times. No, no, we can still be hurt, but we can still fight. We can
That's
still
right.
laugh. We can still move on. We have to. We have to. Because if we don't, they win.
Mm.
They've not only killed them, they done killed us.
Mm-hmm.
So I made the decision that I'm gonna smile again, I'm gonna laugh again, and I'm gonna be that person that they wish they didn't fuck with. I'm sorry. Excuse my language.
No, you know, you good.
Because when they took Danye,
Mm. You want to take a break?
yeah,
You want to get
they
some water or something?
oh, so when they took Danye, they left me. Um, I've been told that I lack emotion as far as affection, and I see that now, and I apologize to people that I hurt from my lack of affection. Um, but I also when you're going through it, you just need people also to kind of be patient with you. Um,
Mm.
we need just a little bit more patience. Um, while we get ourselves back. Um, and getting ourselves back is difficult. I don't even know if I'll get myself back. I think the version of myself that I am now is I'm a stronger me, but I'm just not that I'm not that happy person. Um,
I understand.
it took my heart, it took my heart.
That was your baby. Okay. Breathe. Mm.
Even as a grown man, that was my baby.
Right.
They can lay their head on my chest, on my shoulder, and at the same time, I can put my head on his lap, and it's good. Mm. I don't allow that anymore. I'm scared. The sad part is, I don't even allow myself to do it anymore. I don't allow myself to lay on anybody's shoulder anymore. I'm scared because I feel like if I do, or if I feel for someone, if I have feelings for someone, that I'm gonna lose them. I don't want to get too close because I know that I'm gonna still be out here fighting for people, and I know I'm gonna still make enemies, and that they might try to come and get somebody
Mm.
that I love.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Wow.
So, um, yeah, I'm still fighting, of course,
That's right.
and I won't stop. I bet.
That's
Yes.
right.
Sorry.
You the doctor says I'm praying for you. Do know what should feel like? Do you know? Do you have any idea of who did this to her son?
Do I know? Have any idea?
That's what the doctor RHB is saying. RBH.
We
Does she
have
have any idea as who did this to her son?
we have exactly who. No, we have ideas, but we have more ideas about who lured him out, who set him up. But that's something I really have to be cautious about
Mm,
because I still have a son and I still have a daughter.
right.
Um, and at the end of the day, I'm their protector.
That's right. 'Cause she has
Outside,
older kids.
outside, outside of the Most High God, I'm their protector, and by any means necessary, I'm going to protect mine. But we have an idea, and I think they know that we have an idea
Okay.
because they deleted themselves from my page, and they no longer ask me um, the steps, which was crazy because that made them so suspect.
Mm.
Yeah, but yes,
Wow. Damn. What happened to Miss Mackenzie's son? And is it true the police harassed other sons after Dante's death the next few
Danye.
days? Mm-hmm.
Um, yes, his name is Danye. Um, yes, that was a good one. I'm glad they did bring that up. Thank you, um, because that's important. Um, after after Danye was killed, I was in my garage, and my younger son was leaving. He was leaving, and we would watch. I would watch them go into their cars and coming
Right.
in. By that time, I'm walking around protection and everything, and which I should have had before. But he was walking out to his car, and I saw a headlight, coming down the street. But then I heard the car slow down a whole lot, and then the light shut out off, and they were creeping up on my son, and so they didn't see me until I came out, and I stuck my head out and saw them, and I said my son was bending over his trunk,
Mm.
and I yelled his name, and then the car took off, sped off, turned the lights on, and sped off. And then another time, my son was he was at a restaurant, Pizza Hut, and some officers just swooped in on him, and
Mm.
they start questioning him, asking questions, and then they ask about they just start asking about his son, who had custody of his son. Yeah, he who had custody of his son, and then they ask, did we find out who did this to his brother? Now, mind you, by then they already said claimed it was suicide. But
Right.
they asked my son, did y'all find out who did that to your son? So my son looked at him like, what? And so they started. They threw a sharp object next to my son's tire and start rubbing it against his tire, like. And my son was looking at him. He started getting nervous. He said, "Man, I didn't do anything." So, but they started rubbing it. I don't know what that meant, but and he said, "What are you doing with that?" My son asked the officer, "What are you doing with that?" It's not mine, because he's not knowing what's going on. But the officer just starts running his feet over the sharp object up against his like tire, and then they let him go. Yeah. Just try to intimidate him. Then, of course, when he went to Chicago, they arrested him, and they for possession of a firearm, his firearm, and they gave him a bail of $100,000. And said we had to come up with $10,000, but we ended up finding out that it was bogus charges again, and it would drop. But yeah,
They're just messing with you.
yeah. Just say, I guess it's showing us that they can be touched. But I'm not done. I don't give a damn. I know some people say this woman is crazy. Well, does she know when enough is enough? Well, when they take yours, if they take yours, ask yourself that.
That's right.
Ask
That's
yourself
right.
that. I eat, sleep, and
People don't know unless you in that situation.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing to her unless you in that situation.
Yeah. That they took a huge part of my heart. So when they take a huge part of you, you just trying to get some of that back. And I feel like to get that back, I have to show them that they did not win. They did not take me out. I'm still here and I'm still fighting, not just for Danye, but for others. So what they tried to do, if that's why they tried to do it, they failed. Epically failed. So,
damn. Bullies. Kathy said bullies. Doctor says, please be safe. I was going to say that too. Please be safe.
Oh, I'm very, very cautious. Very, very cautious. Some people probably say I'm overly cautious, but there's no such thing when you find your child in the way that I found mine. Yeah. But
do you have like a organization? I know you have a podcast, right?
No.
Oh, what happened? Oh, there she go.
Okay. Yes, the podcast. The podcast that was actually done by these group of guys, not even from here, and they said that they saw something that they wanted to get answers to, and they did it. And they spent 2 years with my family and I.
Wow.
And they did some work. I found out some people that didn't care much about me that I thought didn't care much about Danye. And yeah. So yeah.
Oh. We heard the pop. We heard some of it.
Yeah.
It was wow.
Yeah.
We still got a lot more to go, but we heard a couple of episodes on here.
It's deep. It's deep. Everything.
It's really deep.
And when we're going through these, and this is to a lot of other parents, there's going to be some things that we're going to find out about our loved ones that we don't like. You know.
Right.
But at the end of the day, they were ours.
That's right.
And we knew ours. And we knew that they did not do this to themselves. So we have to just say, oh, he was out here doing this or he did that. But at the end of the day, he did not do that to himself. So it was more like the whole podcast thing was more like, why would they put some of this stuff out there? But they were showing that he was human. He was not perfect. We are not perfect. But
That's
at the
right.
end of the day, we do deserve justice. He deserved justice. These other families deserve justice no matter what they did. No matter, unless, you have some people that kill someone and you say that's karma, but at the same time, my son, he was awesome. And not
Sound
just
like
because
it.
he was my son. He was an awesome man, you know. Even people that I did not get along with, like his ex-girlfriend, she, even though we didn't see, eye to eye, but she was like, he didn't do that, you know.
You know what got
But
me? I heard. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, at the end of the day, he deserved an investigation. These families deserve an investigation. Um, it should not be because they have um, white skin or pale skin or anything like
Right.
that. It should be because
That's right.
they are human.
That's right.
We
That's
deserve
right.
that. Our
That's
lives
right.
do that.
Let me put this up. You know what got me when I heard the part where uh they said he texted his sister saying sorry. They try to make it like
Mhm.
a suicide. Like, come on. And
Yeah, when they said
like,
that, we was like, did they just put a spin on this? Did they try to turn all of this around? Like,
right.
really? And then, but this podcast also gave me a chance to like say, you know what? Guess what? I'm sorry. Um, so,
That podcast is amazing.
yeah, it gave me a chance to tell my side. You know, it gave me a chance to tell my side, and his brother and sister to tell their sides. So I like that about that podcast. I
Yeah.
really did. It and then our go-to guy here, Mr. Bell. It also let us tell the lack of investigation that he pushed. You know, um, and I understand they might have their feet on his neck as well. But if you tell me you're gonna do something, do it.
Hmm. That's
Or
right.
just say you cannot do it. If you say I can respect that more than, oh, I got your back, Melissa. We're gonna look into
Mm.
this, but then don't do anything. Then I
Right.
have to call you out on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling you out. So yes, we had to call him out, and I don't apologize. I'm not apologetic. I'm not very unapologetic. Do what you said you was gonna do when we got you in the office.
That's right. I know that's right. That bothers me with people too. If you're gonna do something, do it. If you can't do it, just say I can't do it.
That's it.
That's all.
And that's the reason why me myself, I've been asked to like maybe run for maybe a, a position. I couldn't do it, and I couldn't do it because there is no way in the world, there's nobody that's gonna stop me or gag me or stop me from saying anything that I want to say. The fights that I have or what I need to fight for, I'm outspoken about it, and I'm gonna continue to be. That's why I just, yeah, I can't do it.
Right.
Shout out to those that decided to be a politician. But if you decided to be a politician, damn it, do what you said you was gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
We hold you to that.
That's right.
We need a
Tracy said,
fearless politician.
for real.
You know
Okay. Tracy said, don't make promises you can't keep.
exactly that part.
Everything in the dark shall come to light.
It's coming.
Mm.
It was coming. I was just told that the other day. That somebody that it was seen that it's coming.
Are you trying to can the case get reopened?
Oh yeah, it can, but do we
Yeah.
really want it to be reopened? So this is what we're
That's a good
trying to do.
question.
We're trying to do because with that move that Detective Enderer made by destroying the evidence, he knew what he was doing. Um, it makes it pretty. It makes it hard. So now it's more like
Yeah.
I have to go. I have to go up against St. Louis County now because they destroyed the evidence and the lack of investigation that they did do. Somebody got it. There's got to be some accountability, but
Yes.
it, it may be too late for an investigation for me. But maybe if there's accountability on their part, then other municipalities and other, um, police officers will see, oh, we can't keep doing this, or there are going to be repercussions behind it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At some point, somebody got to answer to something
Mm-hmm.
in the death
Yeah.
of Danye Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of that earlier. I was like, damn, all the stuff that's going on and they just getting away with it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing being done. And they're
Yeah.
just walking around doing the same thing
Mm-hmm.
to different people. If we're a certain color, oh, they committed suicide.
Mm-hmm. And then they try to
Flip you off.
intimidate you. They want to intimidate you when you do have a lawsuit, when you do want to start a lawsuit against them, when you want to fight, and they
Right.
want to bully you, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But with me, I guess they just got to come with it. I pray and I believe. I have trust in the Most High God that um, my enemies will be my footstool,
Mm.
and when they come before me, they won't have nothing on me. The strength that I have in me right now, they won't be ready for.
Mm.
They won't be ready for this. They got to blame themselves because they created that.
Yeah. With your
But
monsters.
I can't back down at this point.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's just not in me.
Has Congress. Cece said, has Congress Cori Bush helped you?
No.
No.
Um, well, let me say, hold on, but she's come to me as my sister in fight.
Okay.
Um, yeah, she's supported me by offering, um, someone to talk to, someone to be there for, whatever. I understand that everybody, because she's a politician, everybody can't do what like she did before she became who she is now. So, and that's why I cannot do that. But
Right.
everybody has their way of helping, and
Right.
I
Exactly.
respect that. I respect that.
She's there most like emotionally for you. If you need
Yeah.
someone to talk to and stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
nice. That's
Yeah.
nice.
So I sometimes you have to just accept what people can give
Mm-hmm.
because that's all they can give at that time. You know. Um, and stop. We can't always expect people to come when we need them at all times because other people have things going on. We just have to be prepared
That's
to
so true.
do
That's
it.
so true.
That's right.
I had to
Right.
learn that the hard way years ago. I want what I want when I want it. But
Hmm.
it's not like that. you
Yeah.
know? People got stuff going on too. Oh, why does it keep doing that? That wasn't me, guys. All right, there you go. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Not Luchas. Thank you, Cece. They're definitely praying for you. We're all praying for you. Yeah. How are you doing if you don't mind me asking, with your health, because you said that you have, you know, how are you doing with that? I didn't know.
Um, yes, well, I just had a small flare up, like maybe 2 weeks ago. But for the most part, we thought that I would be affected more than I have been. Like I've been like I think the strength that I'm given is it won't allow me to stay down for too long. Like the Most
Mm,
High, he has it set up so that he's not allowing me to struggle for too long when I do have them.
right.
Um, yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't last long
Okay.
because he is like he letting me know I got something else to do. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm okay with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's, because I didn't know that. So, I'm going to be checking on you more now, right? Making sure you're okay and stuff.
Yeah, that's. I
Yeah,
love your.
definitely. Wow. Thank you so much
No.
for
Yeah.
being a power example, you know? Um, like I said, I knew none of this, a lot of this stuff until I seen George Floyd on the news and what happened, and everybody just fighting for us, like,
Mhm.
because what the police is doing is so destructive, wrong. Like I can't even say, I'm just shocked every time I see something. It's like, again,
Yeah.
when is it going to stop? And then I know when we talked before, you said something that was so important. You said it's important for us to stop fighting each other and get together
Mm-hmm.
because we are powerful together. And when you said that, I caught
Most
chills.
powerful. People don't want to
Mm,
hear that from, but we are. We have to realize it and accept it and move on it.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have that strength, but we just we use it in the wrong places. We use it on the wrong things.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I stand on that. Like that village, hey, we need to recreate that village. You know, it's time to occupy it again and act on it. You
Yeah.
know.
Yes. When you
Mm.
said that, I had chills. I was like, oh, so true though. Powerful, but really true.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so
Mm.
true. Stop fighting each other. Work together. So much
Exactly.
hate and jealousy. For what?
Why?
Why? Right.
When we all can
Why?
have it
Exactly.
and more.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
want what I got, do what I did to get it.
Mhm. And
Whew.
I'm that person where I'll bring you in on it. I'll show you what I
There
did
you,
to get it. You know.
there you go.
But some
Yes.
people just don't. They don't want other people to have it.
Mm,
They just want to be the only ones holding that bag.
right.
Come on now.
So
Yeah.
selfish.
Yeah.
So
Really.
selfish.
So I stand on that.
Ooh.
Yeah. I still
Mm,
stand on that.
that's
Still
right.
teach that. Yeah. I know.
Um, go ahead.
Was there any more
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
questions?
ask them too. Do y'all have any other questions y'all want to ask? They're putting prayer hands, fire up, and I don't think so. Um, I do want to ask you one more thing. Do you
Mhm.
have a GoFundMe or anything?
Yes. It's in memory of Danye Jones, and the proceeds go to my legal team in the investigation. Um, I know it's gonna be a long haul. I didn't expect it to be this long. We expect things to happen. We want it to happen,
Right.
but it's coming.
Later, send me the link so I can post it and people could donate if that's okay with you. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Thank
I'm gonna put the link up when she sent it to me. And if you have anything that would be helpful, you know, that really would be helpful. I'm pretty sure. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. And I will definitely be checking on you and stuff. That's just me. That's just what I do. To anybody.
And I appreciate it.
That's just who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You have. I don't. I want to say have a blessed day, but sometimes, like you say, you don't know what to say. So I would say I will talk to you later.
Okay.
Better.
Talk to you. And I thank you again.
Yes. Thank you.
Much love.
Much love, Melissa.
Okay. Peace.
Okay, everybody. Wow. Thank everybody for being here. I'm going to end the live. I know you probably have a lot of thoughts you want to ask and everything, but I want to be respectful and do it the right way and end the live as she went. And we will come next time and talk about how you felt about it and what your thoughts was about this. Okay? Thank everyone for coming, and you guys are the best, Brooklyn Squad, and I love you so much. And thank you for supporting her. I will send the link up so you can, whatever, if you have a little something to donate, that would be great. All right. Notification bell, turn them on, because we will be talking about Alina Lanier again. I spoke to her uncle this morning for like a half an hour on the phone. So keep your notifications on. And I have some information about whew, that interview hit me. I'm sorry. Jelani Day. Just a little something. Well, actually, a few things I found out. So just keep your notifications on. Love you, Brooklyn Squad. Peace. I'm out.
Hey, Brooklyn Squad, what it do, y'all?
Okay, guys. Everyone enjoy your Sunday and have a blessed Sunday. I will see you tomorrow. I'll put the notification. I didn't put it up yet, so I'll put the notifications on for the next couple of 3 days so you know what's going on. All right, I have a few things I want to talk about. Jelani, Alina Lanier, and some other stuff. So peace, guys. Love you. Be safe out there. I see you, Cece. Love you.